This is a brief tutorial on the setup process for Eniture Technology's real-time shipping quotes app for Shopify. At the conclusion of the tutorial, there will be brief demonstrations of shipping quotes being presented on the Shopify checkout page. This video will touch on the basic steps required to have shipping quotes presented during checkout. It is not a substitute for the user's guide, which is located on the Documentation tab of the Product Information page at eniture.com. Refer to the user guide to take full advantage of the app's extensive capabilities. Begin by installing the app to your store. Click on Settings, choose Apps and Sales Channels, and click on the Shopify App Store button. Search for the DIY Real-Time Shipping Quotes app and click the Install button. Follow the steps in the installation wizard to install the app to your store. Next, add the app to the Shopify shipping zone. Use the Shopify admin menu to navigate to Settings, Shipping, and Delivery. Access the general profile or any custom profile to which you want to add the app. Scroll to the shipping zones, click the Add Rate button, and choose the option to use carrier or app to calculate rates. Select the app from the drop-down list. Make sure all the checkboxes on this page are enabled before clicking the Done button. Save your settings and return to the Shopify admin menu. Click on Apps using the Shopify admin menu. Locate the app and click on its name. Click on Plans in the app's navigation menu. All the plans have the same feature set. The difference between them is the number of carrier integrations that can be enabled. Choose the plan that meets your needs. Next, select Providers in the navigation menu. Click the Add Provider button. Locate the shipping provider you want to connect to and click its Add Account button. Enter a nickname for the connection and the API credentials. These will differ for each provider. Consult the user's guide for instructions on how to obtain the API credentials for the provider you are connecting to. Afterward, save the settings and test the connection. If you don't see an alert informing you that the test was successful, then the app is not connected to your account. You'll need to resolve this before continuing. For the purpose of this tutorial, I'll enable an LTL freight provider, a 3PL for LTL freight service, and a parcel provider. Now that the three shipping provider integrations have been enabled, click on Warehouses in the navigation menu. The app supports two types of shipping origins, warehouses and dropship locations. For the purpose of this tutorial, I will add a warehouse. Enter a nickname for the warehouse and its postal code. The city and state should populate automatically. If there are options, select the correct one from the drop-down. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click Save Settings. Next, in the navigation menu, click Address Type Settings. I will enable the option to automatically detect residential addresses and default unconfirmed address types to residential. Now, in the app's navigation menu, skip to the list of enabled providers. Each of the providers has its own settings. I'll enable some basic settings for each provider, starting with the one for LTL freight. The Quote Settings page for each provider contains the settings that govern its behavior. There are numerous settings, and you'll want to spend some time on this page with the user's guide in hand when choosing your selections. For the purpose of the tutorial, I'm going to keep it simple. To help distinguish the results for this integration from those for the 3PL, I'm going to give it a unique label. Next, I'll scroll down to the liftgate settings and enable Offer Liftgate Delivery as an option. I'm also going to enter 70 pounds as the weight threshold for LTL freight. It will become evident why later in the tutorial. Now, click Save Settings. Next, I'll access the settings for the 3PL. 3PLs have an additional page for carriers. I'll enable all of them and then access the Quote Settings page. Here, I'll choose a rating method of cheapest options and select 2 as the number of options. Now I'll scroll down to the liftgate settings and enable Offer Liftgate Delivery as an option. Scroll to the bottom and click Save Settings. Now, let's enable the settings for the parcel provider. Here, I'll enable just a few of the services the parcel provider has to offer. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click Save Settings. Now it's time to populate the product shipping parameters. Use the Shopify admin menu to navigate to Products. Choose an item in the catalog that will require quotes for LTL freight. Use the More Actions button and select the app to access the page where it collects product shipping parameters. Enable the checkbox for Quote as an LTL shipment. Enter the product's weight and freight class. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click the Save and Return button. Now the app is capable of returning a freight quote for this product. Click the View button at the top of the page. Add the product to the cart and enter the checkout process. After entering a valid ship-to address, you'll see LTL freight quotes from both the LTL freight provider and the 3PL. Here you can see the unique label I entered for the LTL freight provider. The other options are coming from the 3PL. There are options for standard LTL freight and for LTL freight with liftgate delivery. This is because I enabled Offer Liftgate Delivery as an option in both of the integrations. Now let's perform a test for a parcel checkout. Use the Shopify admin menu to return to Products. This time, select a product that will ship parcel if it is the only item in the cart. Click the More Actions button and select the app from the list. Enable the checkbox for Quote as a parcel shipment. Enter the product's weight and dimensions. If the product could be included in an LTL freight shipment, given the contents of the cart, set its freight class accordingly. Scroll to the bottom of the page and click the Save and Return button. Now let's run a test for parcel quotes. Click the View button, add the product to the cart, and then proceed to the checkout page. This time, we'll see options for the parcel services that are enabled in the app. Now, let's see what happens if the cart contains a quantity of this product that reaches the 70-pound threshold for LTL freight that was set for the LTL freight provider. Returning to the cart page, I'll add enough units of the product to exceed the 70-pound threshold. Now, I'll return to the checkout page. This time, not only are there options for parcel services, but there are also options from the LTL freight provider for standard LTL freight and LTL freight with liftgate delivery. The options for LTL freight are present because, for the LTL freight provider, the weight threshold for LTL freight was set to 70 pounds. The weight threshold for the 3PL was not set to 70 pounds, and therefore, it isn't displaying rates in this case. This concludes the basic setup tutorial and demonstrations of shipping rates displayed on the Shopify checkout page. Install the app and use the user's guide to implement it on your store.